Thank you for joining us for Eye on New Mexico, and Happy New Year to all of you. We wanted to start the year off on a positive note. So my guest this morning is Melissa Perez, the Community Relations Coordinator for the Goodwill Industries of New Mexico. Melissa, thanks for being here.
Not a problem.
And she's going to be talking about some of the organization's programs and services in our first segment today. And in our second segment, we have some uplifting stories to help kick off 2014 in a positive way. We'll talk about some of the other ways people are helping their communities. Now, of course, Melissa, Goodwill just got through 2013. People know Goodwill as the place, for many of them, it's where they go and donate old household items or clothes, goods, things like that. Some of them go there to shop. Mm-hmm. But toward the end of the year, you always see people trying to donate to get that tax deduction in. And now you're starting 2014 off with the same message. You do definitely need support from the community. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. We had our donations were considerably down in 2013 from previous years. So that means in 2014 we have to ramp up our push for donations even more. So that means we have to call out to the community and really ask for even more help. And that helps support our programs and services that we offer free of charge to local New Mexicans.
Well, as I mentioned, a lot of people know Goodwill, again, as the place where they may donate stuff or go shopping at some of the stores. We have a few here in Albuquerque and other sites around the state. But what is the point of that? I mean, what is Goodwill's mission?
Right. Well, we're absolutely more than just a thrift store. Like you mentioned, a lot of people know us from that chain of thrift stores. But what they don't realize is those thrift stores are what fund our programs and services. So we provide skills training, job development, and social services to New Mexicans. And we do that all free of charge. We're a local organization. We're housed locally, we operate locally, and we give back locally.
When we talk about the people working at Goodwill, these are people who probably wouldn't be able to find employment in a lot of other traditional places.
Some of the people, yes. We do have lots of training programs. So we have training in our recycling area, where we teach folks that have some sort of a barrier to employment or are having difficulty getting back into the workforce, how to attain those new skills and how to really succeed in today's job market.
That's interesting, and let's talk about that for a second, the training aspect of it. So it's not, you don't just come to Goodwill and get a job. There is sort of a point to it all to try to help people find a job that fits their skills, for example. Tell us a little bit about that training.
Absolutely. We really give people a hand up. We allow them to attain the skills they need, to hone the skills that they already have, and to really attain that stability for themselves. It's really about, you attain stable employment, permanent employment, and your future is that much brighter. And someone gets that for themselves through Goodwill. We just give them the tools to get there.
Now, and do people graduate kind of out of the Goodwill training and move on to other jobs sometimes? How does it usually work out?
Depends on the program. We have some programs that focus on veterans that are homeless or near homelessness and helping them secure stable employment, which leads to stable housing. We have some programs that focus on low-income seniors age 55 and older that are re-entering the workforce because they need to just get that leg up. So we get them the training they need to find permanent employment on their own. And then some, it's really just the average person that just maybe needs to freshen up their resume and isn't sure how to start applying for jobs online because the market is constantly changing. So our job developers are able to help them with even simple things like that.
Well, that's incredible and great to point out the broad range of people and different situations that people are in that Goodwill serves. Now, of course, there are also, obviously, you guys are employing those job trainers, these people, so this is quite a business enterprise, it sounds like.
It is. We have quite a few employees that are employed by Goodwill on their own. We have our 13 retail locations across the state, plus we have our corporate office here in Albuquerque. So it's quite a few people that we employ just to help other New Mexicans.
I want to make a full disclosure here that I serve on the board of Goodwill and have for the last 3 years. I'll have a term ending here this year, actually. But I wanted to let people know that I have had a great experience working on the board. While my responsibilities are limited, I've gotten to see firsthand the good things that Goodwill has done. And one of the things I like to do every year, they have at least one meeting where the board members will go serve lunch to the staff at Goodwill, and it's at the main office there, as you mentioned. And so I have gotten to meet the staff members there, and these people who are finding employment through Goodwill, a lot of people with mental and physical disabilities, and it's always just great to see them finding a place where they feel happy. They enjoy their jobs, it seems like. A lot of the conversations I've had has told me that much.
Absolutely. They find a home at Goodwill.
Yeah.
We've been in operation since 1941, so we actually have some employees that have been employed there for 25 years. We have some amazing employees, everyone from our sorters, our donation attendants, our store associates, on up the corporate ladder to the secretaries, the admin assists, and our executive director, our COO. Everyone there really has a vested interest in Goodwill. I always say, you know, we are Goodwill. We're what keeps this place going along with our community. Without the community, we don't exist. We don't function.
So then how, walk us through when someone decides they're going to donate either money to Goodwill or goods. I drop off items and clothing, a lot of clothing that I don't need anymore. So, what are you guys looking for from the community on that end? And then how does that kind of work its way through the system and help Goodwill?
Right. I think a lot of people who donate never actually step foot into one of our stores. We have some that are the opposite. They shop in our stores and they don't ever donate.
Sure.
So it's really important for people to understand that your donation goes so much further than our stores. So if someone donates an item, it gets sorted in our sorting process in the back of our stores. It goes onto the sales floor, it gets sold, and then the money we make from that sale goes right back into our programs and services. Those programs and services help New Mexicans. So it's that really happy cycle that we're able to provide to the state of New Mexico. And what a lot of people also don't realize is we're one of the few organizations that's able to put 90 cents of every dollar we spend right back into our programs and services. That's a huge number. A lot of other organizations don't have that ability.
And how are you able to do that?
Oh, we have some great money people, and then the community. The community gives us fantastic donations. We really rely on them to keep us in operation. We're one of the few organizations that's figured out how to take that thrift store industry and turn it into a revenue generating machine for a nonprofit. And that's why we need the donations. The donations are our livelihood. They're the lifeblood of Goodwill and of all of our programs and services.
Well, it is incredible to see what Goodwill has done. In fact, I know for a fact that years ago I was told they even will post some of the higher end donations on eBay and really try to get good money for some of these great things that people donate, pieces of artwork, etc. So people do donate valuable items to the cause. Now, as we're reminding people here at the beginning of the year, if you do want to continue donating, obviously money's always a good thing to donate, but if you have the household items, what should people be looking for to donate?
So basically, we like anything that is new or gently used, and that's going to be everything from shoes to handbags to clothing. We always seem to run low on men's jeans for some reason. I think it's because guys don't, they hang on to those things for years.
Until they're just falling off.
So we want them to donate those, and I do that with my boyfriend. I'll sneak into his closet, take a pair of jeans that he hasn't worn in a while, and I donate them. So we take household items, so all those kitchen utensils, the small kitchen electrics, the little mixers, the hand mixers. So if you've traded up to that stand mixer from KitchenAid, donate your old one. We take TVs, the flat screen TVs and computers, whether they're working or not, and we recycle those through Dell's Reconnect program, and then we were able to generate revenue from that. We also take furniture items, artwork, all kinds of things that we're able to donate, that people can donate and we can sell in our stores.
And it's always interesting to me that I'll go drop off donations at one of the main offices here in town on San Mateo, and there are quite a few cars there dropping stuff off. I mean, how do you process so many of those things coming in?
We have amazing donation attendants and amazing sorters. It is a fantastic process to see in the back of house, where we have sorters at their stations and they're going through all of the donations that we receive, sorting them by the quality, because we want to make sure that we're putting the best quality items out on the floor for people to buy. And then anything that isn't as saleable, that maybe is a little damaged in some way, we make sure that goes to the salvage market and we recycle it to generate further revenue. So nothing goes to waste at Goodwill.
And that's good for people to know, because some people may end up donating something that isn't really of that much use to someone else, and it doesn't just get thrown into the landfill necessarily if it doesn't need to be. I know they even fix stuff. If it is a broken appliance, sometimes it can be fixed and resold.
Right. The landfill is our absolute last resort. I've walked through our salvage department or recycling department, and oh my goodness, those guys and those men and women that work in that department can recycle almost anything. Wow. I didn't even know you could recycle the cords from a TV, and they'll pull all that off and recycle it to generate further revenue. If it's a textile or a shirt maybe that has a hole in it or stain or buttons missing, they'll send it over to our clearance corner, and we also have a Goodbye's 99-cent only store. Yeah. It's part of our secondary market that we have. And if for some reason they don't sell there, then we sell them to a textile recycler here in the U.S. So either way, we're getting money for our programs and services.
And really trying to get that
Absolutely.
through to where it needs to be. Well, you know, I know Goodwill, you mentioned, does a lot with the electronics. If people are getting new things, if you got new things for Christmas and can redonate or recycle some of those things through Goodwill, certainly it's a good time to do that right now.
Absolutely. We even do inkjet cartridge recycling right now, which is a brand new program that we started. So we'll take those old ones off your hands. Nice. It doesn't cost you a dime, but we'll recycle those and generate money for our programs and services. We also take computers, computer accessories, so a computer mouse, a keyboard, the speakers, working or not, we take those. We can recycle the flat screen TVs. All of those items get recycled. We have a partnership, a strong, wonderful partnership with Dell, so they recycle those in an environmentally friendly manner, so you know they're not going to a landfill, they're not hurting the environment, and then we get money for our programs.
Excellent. Well, you know, looking ahead to 2014, you guys are very optimistic, obviously, that donations will increase. Of course, it's been tough, I know, years now for many nonprofits with the economy being down and people hanging on to their own money a little more tightly. Any thoughts for as you head into 2014?
Well, we're definitely going to be hitting hard the donating message. Like I mentioned earlier, Goodwill depends on the donations from the community. We depend on our neighbors. We can't help others without the help of our neighbors. We're also going to be pushing, Halloween is a huge time of year for us, so that's like our Black Friday at Goodwill is Halloween. So we're going to be pushing and amping up a little bit of what we do at Halloween. We're going to be really beefing up our Halloween costume contest, which was a great success last year. So we're going to make it even bigger this year. We've also got our benefit concert coming up in May or June. We'll be hopefully releasing the information about that in the next few months.
So some fun ways for people to donate.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're absolutely right. The Halloween, I always find myself at the thrift stores looking for costumes. They're much less expensive, and you can often find some very unique costumes at a thrift store. Well, great. Well, Melissa Perez from Goodwill Industries in New Mexico, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
And hopefully that message will resonate with our viewers, and people will keep Goodwill in mind when you're thinking of how to give back to the community. Stay right here. We'll be back with some stories of other regular New Mexicans doing things to help their communities.
Get your news anytime, anywhere. The KOB mobile app.
Discover the latest surgery techniques.
Get in shape. And get your blood pressure checked.
Learn how to eat healthy. And check your body mass index.
And don't forget to donate blood. Join us at the KOB Eyewitness News 4 Health Fair.
Being safe, protected, and secure are needs we all share. The New Mexico Health Insurance Exchange was created to ensure that each and every one of us not only has the ability to take care of ourselves, but the means to look after those we love. The exchange lets you pick the plan you want and lets you choose the doctors you're most comfortable with. And you can't be denied coverage for a pre-existing health condition. The New Mexico Health Insurance Exchange. Finally, a simple way to get affordable health insurance is here.
Investigations that get results.
That's our commitment to you.
4 on Your Side investigates on KOB Eyewitness News 4.
Join us every Monday on Good Day New Mexico for 300 Seconds of Science. Each week we feature a new scientific topic. Brought to you by the New Mexico Natural History Museum.
Thanks for staying with us this morning, and again, Happy New Year. 2013 saw so many examples of New Mexicans helping one another, and in our ongoing Hometown Heroes segment on KOB, our Heather Mills got to share some of those stories. Our first story today, a young boy shows that even small people can be heroes in their communities.
Hi, I'm Jenny. It's one of my biggest day life.
8-year-old Dylan is beaming because he just fulfilled his birthday wish, a wish to help others.
Oh my goodness, thank you. God bless you.
He goes, I don't want presents for me. I want shoes for, shoes for other people.
Dylan has cerebral palsy, but he's never let that stop him. His mom, Joy Hoggins, says not only is he a fighter, he has a huge heart.
He's just been a strong kid ever since he was born. He's just always had that strong will to him. He just is very compassionate about other people.
And that compassion is evident. We caught up with Dylan when he was delivering more than 100 pairs of new shoes to St. Felix Pantry in Rio Rancho.
Here we go.
Grab those and we'll put them like this.
Oh, you're awesome, Dylan. Thank you so much. That was so nice of you.
Yeah, we were pretty proud of him.
We're very proud of you.
Dylan says he got the idea when he was watching TV.
He said he wanted to get new shoes because everybody loves a new pair of shoes.
It's very important for other people because other people don't have what I have.
St. Felix Pantry says they're thrilled with any donation, but this one was extra special.
Getting the opportunity to learn from an 8-year-old is amazing. More than a hero. This kid's a saint.
Lots of people by giving me lots of support. That support made me think that I could do anything.
Something he's out to prove with family by his side.
We're really proud of him. Huh. He's a good boy.
Our next hero, a little bit older, a World War II veteran who has spent literally thousands of hours helping other fellow veterans. Dave Townsend volunteers with the VA, escorting veterans to and from medical appointments. And during those trips, he shares stories from the battlefield.
Dave, we're going to 2. I'm going to 3.
This is a path Dave Townsend knows well. He's been wheeling patients up and down the hallways of the Raymond G. Murphy VA Medical Center for 22 years.
What service were you in? You in the Army? I'm in the Navy.
Townsend started the volunteer evening escort program, and while the job hasn't changed much, the stories always do.
Well, the road wasn't paved in those days.
And Townsend loves to tell stories.
I went in when I was 18 and I was in 1942.
As a World War II veteran, he has plenty of memories to share.
You knew when a buzz bomb was going to come down. It putted along, and when it stopped putting, then you knew it was coming down.
Townsend has racked up nearly 13,000 volunteer hours, swapping stories and making friends.
But I visited him then for the next 5 years at least, maybe 10, I don't know. I visited him. We became good friends.
And now, at 89 years old,
8.9 decades.
He says he has no plans to slow down.
No, I'm still going strong.
In fact, he still has plenty to say.
I have one other Brooklyn story, if you don't mind. So you come back and see us again that next trip, then? Okay, let me shake hands here. All righty, bye-bye.
Our next story takes us back to the hot summer months when most of us were thinking about air conditioning. One group, though, is out feeding the hungry on the streets of Albuquerque with something simple, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But that sandwich is a glimmer of hope and a much-needed meal for many.
It's Saturday afternoon, temperatures soaring in the mid-90s, and this group is loading up more than 500 sack lunches and getting ready to hit the streets.
We do it in the rain, the snow, the cold, heat. It makes no difference.
They call themselves the PB&J Ministry.
About 4 years ago, I started making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I asked people if they would help me.
Every Friday, volunteers band together to make hundreds of sandwiches. Then they spend their Saturday giving to those in need.
There's so many people on the streets here that just have nobody that cares.
People like Wesley Davis.
Let's all pray and ask God to bless us as we go out there today. We're going to be a change in our lives, just like Wesley's and so many others.
Amen. Once down on his luck and the recipient of PB&J's generosity, now he's paying it forward.
They let me know somebody was caring. Somebody was there, to help me through this.
That's exactly what Robin Lowry intended. She says PB&J is more than just a meal. It's about building relationships.
How you doing? just be able to share a little bit of words of confidence, words of hope, words of encouragement, and just share some love with those people who need it.
Thank you, guys.
These are the heroes. These people, they're the heroes. And the people that we get to serve, they're my heroes as well, because they've taught me so much. It's quite a humbling experience.
The pay is eternal.
A boutique in Albuquerque isn't just a place where anyone can shop. It's special. It's called Project Zoe, a nonprofit store designed with young fashionistas and their futures in mind.
Just like many high-end boutiques, this shop caters to an exclusive clientele and is only available by appointment.
The jeans and the shoes, boots, purses, wallets, socks.
But unlike those pricey stores, this one is free, and it's for teens and young women who need a little extra help.
So that could be someone aging out of CYFD or just having trouble adjusting to foster care life, or a young lady coming out of juvenile detention, rape crisis. We're also helping out with APD, with human trafficked girls.
Each girl must have a sponsor, whether it be a teacher, pastor, or even a first responder. Then they can make an appointment to come in, and each is allowed to pick out 3 items and 3 accessories for free.
You know, clothing that they can go for a job interview in, clothing that they can hang out with their friends in.
Michelle Schroff and her husband have 5 daughters, so she says she knows how important fashion can be to a girl's self-esteem.
It's more about a young lady feeling confident and comfortable.
To do that, they make sure the store is stocked with each girl's size before she comes, and they've even decorated to make each girl feel special.
A lot of times young ladies will, you know, have been beaten down or been convinced that they're nothing. And so we wanted to create a You Are board. You are adored, wanted, unique, cherished, worthy, smart, wonderfully made, loved.
Project Zoe has only been open since September, but Schroff says she expects it will keep growing as word gets out.
We get our stock from donations. Kohl's has donated, JCPenney's have donated display cases, and then a lot of the clothes are just from, you know, generous folks that want to help.
A lot of people that want to help out there. With the holidays behind us, many of you probably helped out some families going through some tough times during the holidays. But there are so many places offering help year-round, as you can see from this next story. This one is about a free store. And yes, everything inside is free for those in need.
It's just the whole idea of being able to give something to somebody who really needs things.
Things for the house like blankets, Tupperware, dishes, you name it, it's free.
We asked for donations from anybody and everybody that felt that they could donate, with the understanding that none of the goods would be sold.
It's called a free store. If you're in need, you can shop here.
You just come here and introduce yourself. They just get to know you, and you just wait your turn, and they don't ask you for anything.
And folks like Skip are thankful for the help.
I don't need any more stuff, so this is all I'm going to take, even though I'm allowed to take several more stuff.
There are 4 free stores in New Mexico. This particular one opened last August. Priscilla Brigham says there was a need, so here they are.
The Renewed Hope Free Store is actually a limb off of the 2 Abundant Grace free stores. They were finding that a lot of their clients had Rio Rancho addresses and zip codes.
The store is run out of the United Methodist Church, but Brigham says it's available to everyone and that she's just happy to be able to help out.
Really, my upbringing was, you know, give things away. If you have an abundance of something, you give it away.
A great message that carries on to our next hero here. By trade, she's a caterer, but her passion is service, and she has been making the rounds giving food to Albuquerque's homeless all year long.
Sharon Levin has been in the catering business for more than 2 decades. She can cook up just about anything, but what she loves to make are smiles.
I'm in business to make a living, but not to get rich. It's not that. It's helping people and helping the community.
Hundreds of people. Levin and her employees deliver food to the homeless 3 times a week.
I order in really large quantities, so So I take the food that I don't use and I turn it into something. They see the van drive up and they're running to it. Burrito ladies are here. I could take 150 around and I could use another 50. I could take 200 around and I could still find 50 more people. There's never enough food out there.
There you go. Levin does receive help from a local church and some donations, but most of her project is funded out of her own pocket.
She puts a lot of money into it sometimes too. Makes me go like get tortillas, extra tortillas at the groceries or something just to make a few more burritos.
And Levin says her employees all take time out of their schedules off the clock to help out.
I'm just happy that we have all this food and we're giving it to the homeless.
Just people need to eat. It's hard out there.
Finally, this morning, they say laughter is the best medicine and music soothes the soul. One Albuquerque man is bringing laughter and music to patients at Loveless Medical Center. A song and a joke.
Are you doing okay?
Oh, I'm doing fine. He's known around Loveless Medical Center as Elvis.
I'll be at your side.
The sideburns might give him away, but it's the guitar that gives him his name.
I like to see people smile. Whenever I swipe out on my card, that's when I pick up my guitar. Bossa Nova now.
Charlie Miller's worked for Loveless for almost 5 decades.
I know she had a little bit of a cough.
He clocks in to work, then clocks out to sing.
I said your love lifts me higher. I think music heals. I like lifting their spirits.
Miller says he started singing when he was 14, and much to the delight of his patients, he has quite the repertoire.
It brought back a lot of good memories. He's very talented. But you're always on my mind.
And it's not just patients who need a little boost every so often. His coworkers say he helps them heal too.
Makes me happy, makes my day better. Music in itself is a great medicine.
Miller says he just likes to make people smile. And yes, he does take requests.
I do some blues, some Elvis, Jackie Wilson, Roy Orbison, country, no reggae.
Well, thanks for watching this morning. Hopefully some of those stories helped inspire you for the new year and brought you some nice positive messages to start out 2014. Hope you'll join us next Sunday for another Eye on New Mexico and all year long. Again, Happy New Year.